22 when she was 11 years old.
11? Are you dead ass? 11 years of age. Oh my gosh. Nah, David is actually weird as fuck. What's good, KSC? Back at it again with another video. You already know vibes, bro. I'm going to be watching David is Sicker Than We Thought. You already know vibes, bro. I don't know, bro. Is David sicker than we thought? Is he really crazy? Is he as crazy as other people? Or is he just the same as every other 50-year-old man that's trying to go to youngin'? Let's check it out.
What's poppin'?
No ball.
We got
What's
the preliminary hearing documents for
low key. Hold on. Let me switch my shit though. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my shit. Okay, stop, nigga. Stop. I'm about to punch my monitor. Hold on. Stop. It's tweaking out again, bro. My monitor about to go, bro.
David case, and we already are starting off with some conflicting statements from what the prosecution is saying happened and from what a private investigator is saying happened.
Okay.
So first we're going to start off with the background facts and what the prosecution was saying. And they said that the dismember...
What the hell is a prosecution? I know I've been in school, but on a real note, what is a prosecution? What is a prosecutor? What that is?
The body of 14-year-old Celeste was discovered in front trunk of the Tesla on September 8th. That's when the body was discovered.
Bro. Why you gotta put it in a Tessie though? You couldn't put in like some like garbage, a car, a river. I'm not saying that's some shit I would do. Hell no. But I'm just saying like in your car though, gang. Are you serious? Like what, my nigga? In your car is crazy. You tweaking, bro.
The vehicle had been towed 3 days prior, and this was parked 400 feet from the defendant. The defendant is David Burke at 1368 Hollywood Hills. Surveillance video and other evidence confirmed defendant was the last person to drive the vehicle on July 29, 2025 before he left Los Angeles on a concert tour. So on July 29th, they're saying that David was the one driving the car.
I mean, yeah.
Now, Steve Fisher, this guy that's been doing a lot of investigative work on this case, he disagrees. And he says, now that the prosecution has released a briefing for the preliminary hearing in the David case, we are releasing the surveillance footage of the Tesla being moved on July 29th. The driver is lighter skinned with long hair wearing a red jersey.
So she was driving?
It shows this video clip, which is the Tesla. It looks
like
pause. Freeze frames it. And you can see some red.
I don't see.
People are suggesting that this is Neo the Asian, the guy that was very close friends with David, but also the guy that was arrested briefly a couple of months ago.
He was arrested too?
And then released. And he was arrested. I don't even think he was charged with anything.
Oh my god.
So that was very odd. And people are pulling up the fact that this guy was wearing a red jersey on an Instagram.
I don't get how like other people are more like detectives than the detectives themselves, bro. Like, how are people coming together and being more detectives than the niggas who are actually trying to be detectives, bro? Like what's wrong with these niggas, bro? You guys go to school for this. You guys went to school for I don't know how long. But why are people online being parasocial about something that's not theirs? Doing more detective work than the niggas who are actually detectives. That actually kind of, I don't know, something.
Post that he released on July 28th. So that one was, well,
shit, that's close, right?
The photo was taken by somebody that posted it on July 28th. By this, and then also David would respond to this, talking about now this is Aura. This is crazy because this was months after this guy caught a body. Now, sometimes editing photos takes a day or two, or they're going to post it right away. I don't know, but one of the odd things is that this isn't conclusive enough, man. Like, you don't even see the skin color of the individual.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The window is turned down, and
you actually don't know
something that is this low resolution.
Like what, bro? That's just in like that's just on like 180p, bro. That's like microwave level type of 1979 type of resolution right there. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You're not catching nobody, bro. This is the type of resolution they had for Will Chamberlain's 100 points, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I still haven't seen the footage yet. These niggas in the NBA are lying. But I love to believe them. But this is the type of resolution they got. I'm not gonna lie.
They already got some dispute there. So it says the manager of the tow yard smelled decay and flies coming from the vehicle. So he called the LAPD. LAPD showed up.
So he left her body in that bit? Wait, this nigga's sick. He left her body in that bit and just went on tour and shit and forgot about her or some shit, or what? Or did he like know the whole time and he was like, you know what? This is my final like way of going out or some shit. You know what I mean? Nah, he's looking weird though.
Here it says LAPD robbery homicide detectives determined the victim and defendant met in January 2022 when she was 11 years old.
11? Are you dead ass? 11 years of age. Oh my gosh. Nah, David is actually weird as fuck. 11 is crazy. 11 is crazy. That is, what grade is that, bro? That's like 5th grade, 6th grade, bro? That's like 5th grade, 6th grade. 5th grade, 6th grade. Nah, he's weird as fuck.
And then they began engaging in a sexual relationship in 2023. So it was about a year and a half. The victim was 13 and defendant was 18. So this was...
Are you dead ass, bro? Yo, he's tweaking. 13, that's what, like 7th grade? Ain't that like 7th grade or something? Like 7th grade or some shit? Not even 8th grade. Yo, no, this nigga tweaking, I ain't gonna lie.
They likely met before David even showed up to LA.
Wow.
And then detectives learned the victim had been reported missing by her family in February and April 2024. So between November 2023 and February of 2024, she was not reported missing. So presumably she was with her family then. So that's 5 months later.
Okay.
And then they also, the first time they met was, or the first time they engaged in sexual activity was November of 2023. And here it says that they identified a phone number in the victim's phone records that belonged to him.
Oh,
and that is David. During the call, defendant David claimed he had spoken to the victim last on February 13th or 14th, 2024. That is Valentine's Day. Yep.
Oh my god.
Stated he was unaware she was a minor or that...
Unaware? You from Delaware. Cause you unaware that I'm still aware. Okay.
Missing.
I just had to stop.
Advised him that Los Angeles Sheriff's Department would be coming to his home. On that day, defendant was living at address in West Hollywood and requested that the LASD conduct a welfare check at the defendant's home. So LA deputies went to the defendant's home that night at 8:15 and informed him the victim was a 13-year-old runaway. David again claimed he was unaware she was a minor, and he had only met the victim once in person in November of 2023. However, David showed deputies a yearbook photo of the victim he had on his cell phone.
What?
A yearbook photo. What is that, 8th grade? The girl didn't even graduate.
Like, what?
So if she had a yearbook, it had to be from the 5th grade. So this
on a genuine note,
this continuously gets worse because he met her online when she was 11. So the only yearbook photo she had at that point is the 5th grade yearbook. So this guy's got a 5th grade yearbook photo of her on his phone. I don't care.
This thing is weird as fuck. Oh my god, I just peeped how weird this thing is. I'm not gonna lie, like, if it's up to me, he shouldn't see anything. But if it's not up to me, it's not up to me. But I'm just saying, like, damn, that nigga gotta go. I'm not gonna lie.
If he was 17 or he's underage, 17 and 5th grade, this is psychotic. Although he claimed to be unaware of where the victim was at the time, she returned home 2 days later. And this is somewhat believable because they seemingly had a quote-unquote toxic relationship, if you even want to call it that.
Toxic?
Despite being informed by law enforcement the victim was only 13, defendant continued to pursue her. So here they're painting the story. They're saying, hey, look, these guys came to his house. They told him, hey, look, this girl's missing. This is who the girl is. They know that he had a photo of her. He knows that the police are aware of this situation. And he continues
to talk to her and
to chase this girl. So this guy had the opportunity. And this is what I said earlier.
Or like, I was like, ghost.
He looked at I thought he just knew ahead of. Like, he had so much.
He had an opportunity to ghost her and shit. But instead of taking an opportunity to ghost her, his dumbass decided, hey, you know what? Let me continue to go for this girl. Mind you, police involved in everything. They know this nigga's a weird ass nigga with a minor on his phone. Mind you. And he's like, you know what? I don't care about these niggas, bro. I don't care about these niggas. Went on with his day. It's cool though, David. Now you see where you at and shit.
Many different opportunities, which is him blowing up, him meeting her in person.
Like what?
If there were just messages, his lawyers would be able to handle the situation.
Like even what? If it was just like, messages.
Oh, he's 18 and he's talking to a 13-year-old. They would figure out some way to make sure that his music career continues.
Yeah, nah, it's over.
Or at the very least, that's some way to make sure that his music career continues. Whether they suppressed it, all that stuff. But
nigga David
it got to a point where police showed up, and he's
like, 6 minutes, 6 minutes, bro. You already got 2 ads in this bit. Chillax, my nigga.
Thought to himself, yeah, you know what? Let me stay involved with this chick. Which just goes to show that
bro. He doesn't care.
So after the victim returned home in February, her parents took her cell phone away. And then
that's the best
David
thing, bro.
drove to Lake Elsinore and paid a junior high school student. That's the video clip that we saw, that we've been seeing for the past 6 months.
Nah, I see it.
The victim's class $1,000 to give the victim a cell phone defendant purchased so they could stay in contact.
Are you dead ass? Is this nigga serious? Yo, this nigga's weird as fuck. Oh my god, she's doing all this shit just for that little girl. And he killed her ass too. In GTRP. In GTRP. In GTRP. In GTRP. In GTRP. But damn, nigga, that shit sucks.
Dog. If this isn't grooming, I don't know what is. The chick makes it back home. The little girl.
Like what, bro? He actually down bad, bro.
They take away her phone. The parents take away her phone. The parents are trying to do their job. And then this guy finds, because what we initially thought was that people were blackmailing Dave and say, yo, we're going to expose this.
Do that.
You better pay us.
Oh, and he's giving money?
They're saying here that he paid the kids $1,000 to give her a cell phone so that he could continue talking to her.
Like what, bro?
So he's telling the kids, and at this point, if you're the kids, you know that he's still talking to her. So you got another set of witnesses that you're adding into this crime that you're continuing to engage in.
Yeah,
throughout 2024, the victim spent a significant amount of time with David, including summer weekends at his home in the hills and traveling with him to Las Vegas, London, and Texas to meet his family.
Oh,
now, I'll tell you something
that
doesn't happen frequently.
These niggas
managers, people on an artist team, the artist is not traveling alone, especially on flights. And you're gonna tell me that they didn't?
So you're telling me that these niggas, the managers and shit, were just like keeping their mouth shut or something? Nigga, I would have got fired, bro. I would have got fired as a manager. He was gonna have to pay me big bucks to not tell. I would have blackmailed him myself. I would have been like, yo, Dave, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Give me 20,000, or else I tell the cops or some shit about you with this little ass girl. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm doing that shit. What? Who's not doing that? 25,000? Oh shit, hold on. Let me chillax, bro. My whole shit about to die. Oh shit, I'm 20,000 minimum. 20,000 minimum. It's either that or, bro, your whole shit's cooked, bro. I'm on that. I'm on that ass. It's either 20,000 or I'm on that ass. That's a genuine thing. Yeah, genuinely. 20,000 or I'm on that ass.
No. Summer weekends, the most lit in the hills, where parties are being thrown constantly.
Oh, yeah, nah,
you're telling me that. Oh,
he low-key OD tweaking, I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, dog.
I'm wildin'.
Let's be real here.
Let's be real.
Text exchanges between the victim and defendant contain references to sex, pregnancy, abortion, and the use of Plan B emergency contraceptive. There are all...
Y'all hear that? They're coming for David and shit. But on a real note, is this nigga serious? Plan B's and everything? Dude, it's okay, bro. You already doing this shit, bro. Just have the kid at that point, bro. Y'all niggas fucking tweaking. In GTRP. You are tweaking, my guy. What the fuck? Nah, he's tweaking. I ain't gonna lie. He's actually tweaking.
So explicit photographs documenting and corroborating their sexual relationship. So this guy's They're sending photos back and forth. Who knows if he's recording the activity? So this just gets more and more depraved. Keep in mind,
he most likely is. Though, I'm not gonna lie, he's tweaking. He actually messed up in the head, bro. He's most likely recording that shit.
Authorities showed up to this guy's place when all he had was a yearbook photo, and they were like, "Yo, we're looking for this chick. She's missing." So at this point, anybody with a brain, even somebody that is a PDF, right?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I gotta go out of this situation. Just logically thinking, self-preservation type of situation. But this guy didn't do that. And you got Plan B emergency contraceptive. So this guy's allegedly going raw in this little girl, her potentially getting pregnant. Just no care in the world for any type of consequence. Not even...
You know, some niggas, I feel like that's just what he wanted to do, bro. Like... I think he got too popular matter of fact, I think it might have made the wrong nigga popular or some shit, bro. Like, genuinely, like, I think we actually made the wrong person popular. Like, yeah, his songs was good back in the day and shit, you know, little Heartbreak Johns. But then he got, like, famous and shit, and, like, you know, now he got little girls on his body, and then now he fucking little girls on his body and shit, and now he fucking on giving them Plan Bs and shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? On a real note, bro, this nigga tweaking. Like, that's like a little sister. That is a little sister. He's fucking a little sister. But he don't think that way because he's weird as fuck. But it's cool though. Let's go rejoice.
For himself.
Rejoice.
Like, yeah, we get it. He has clearly no care in the world for her well-being, or at least maybe in some twisted way.
David got it though.
He doesn't care about her well-being. But even his own well-being and his reputation, he doesn't care about either, with how reckless he's moving.
Like what,
in November
bro?
Of 2024,
David
and the victim broke up.
Fuck.
Although they continue to communicate, and text messages suggest they also continue to have sexual relations. Jeez.
This nigga David is weird as fuck,
is the likely date of the victim's death, and when all her cellular activity ceased. And we're presumably saying, is this still the same cell phone that he bought for her?
Yeah.
Or is this another cell phone?
Oh, shit, nah.
The night prior, April 20th.
He low-key got money, so I feel like he probably would have, like... Because he thought this out. His weird ass probably most likely thought this shit out. So he probably got, like, a trap phone and shit. Got a trap phone, gave her the other phone and shit, and then just let her be on the other phone, and then killed her ass, GTRIP, and then... left with the trap phone and shit. I ain't gonna lie.
The second, defendant and the victim.
He's pretty smart though. He's not that smart.
Described in detail in their text.
Because we obviously got him.
The messages revealed the victim's jealousy over defendant's.
I'm sorry for pausing, but I just feel like this nigga had a fantasy of doing this shit. Like genuinely. Like no one just really he wanted to go to jail. He has to get what he wants, right? Let him get what he wants, bro. He wants a death penalty, give him that shit. I ain't gonna lie. If he wants to die, bro, give him that shit on GTRP. Yeah, nah, genuinely though.
Relationships with other women. So they're saying David had other chicks. How? Are these chicks of age?
For 10 minutes. Why have I gotten 3 ads, bro? Why have I gotten 3 ads already? I'm about to swing at this nigga, bro. This nigga better not give me another ad or else I'm clicking off the video.
Well, we really should be asking.
As
defendant led her to believe they had a future together. So he was selling an 11-year-old a dream.
Oh, yeah. Future and shit.
She hasn't even gotten through all the Disney movies to have the Disney image and the Disney prince in her mind yet. And this
that's L Chats. I ain't gonna lie. That's L Chats.
She became extremely upset and threatened to disclose damaging information about her relationship with David to end his career and destroy his life.
Oh yeah, see, that's why. Yeah, That's why he had to kill her. That's why he had to kill her. Yep. That's why he had to. Yep. That's why he had to end her. Yep. See, she was threatening this nigga's career. This nigga think too highly of his career and shit because he knows he's doing this shit bad. And he knows that as soon as that shit gets out, it's over for him. He's gone. He's gone regardless. It was a lose-lose situation for him. So he picked the hardest lose-lose to do. Instead of letting the shit get out, you know, he picked... Yeah, nah, he got it, bro. He's tweaking.
Studio album was set to be released April 25th, so a couple days later.
Sure.
And this makes sense. 13-year-old girl, and she's like, oh, well, she feels like she got wronged.
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to say, you know what? Screw you. Vengeance is coming.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He had an emerging multi-million-dollar career already in progress. He already had multi-million dollars. He also had multiple product endorsements, which were highly profitable. At approximately 8:40, defendant, so David sent an Uber to transport the victim from her Lake Elsinore home to his residence. So I'm guessing if they were able to get the records, they would have Uber records with David's credit card or his name, picking her up and dropping her off at his address, because she's 11, 12 years old. I'm pretty sure she can't even have
she can't drive,
unless it's her parents. And her parents weren't going to at 8:40
Nah, they
PM,
weren't.
They're not going to let her go out. And she was home at this time. They communicated before and during her Uber ride, which dropped her off at his home around 10:10 p.m. At approximately 10:30 p.m., defendant sent text messages to the victim inquiring where she was. The people contend this was part of defendant's premeditated plan to cover up the murder, as she was already dead by this time. This is a very interesting assertion. So 20 minutes later, so that means right when she got there.
Hold on, bro. My fucking video though.
This guy just took the knife and just stabbed her. And they're saying the places that he stabbed her, she died a very, very painful death. So it makes sense that he's thinking like, yo, where are you at? You didn't show up to my place. A brilliant idea, by the way. It's so comical how somebody this young, not her, him thinks like, okay, hold on, I'm going to pull one over on the dozens of people that are detectives that are going to be investigating this. Like, you're a goofy if you think you're going to pull something off like this on people that are smarter than you and that have studied hundreds of murders.
I guess probably because I was
knowing he had to silence the victim before she ruined his music career, as she had threatened. Very soon after her arrival at his home, defendant stabbed the victim to death multiple times and stood by while she bled out. At no time did he call law enforcement or take her to an emergency room to attempt to save her life. Despite knowing she was dead and her family was trying to find her, the evidence will show defendant lied and claimed he didn't know where she was. In fact, this is her own family was trying to find where she was. Defendant drove to Santa Barbara County immediately after the victim died, attempting to dispose of her property and destroy evidence. At approximately 11:30 p.m. on April 23rd, 2025, which is the same night, he drove away from his home as he texted and called the victim's phone, asking where she was. So again, an hour later, he's trying to, quote-unquote, figure out where she was. Again, these were acts calculated and planned to set up his defense within a very short timeline after the victim's vicious murder. Now, if they don't have DNA evidence of anything here, his defense is probably going to try to go for the angle of, no, he sent her the Uber. Maybe she got into an argument with him via text, and she showed up and didn't want to show up at his house. So she went down the block or something like that, and someone else killed her. Someone else is randomly going to kill a young girl like that in that neighborhood. That's unlikely. If it was a grown man, he's likely to get robbed for something because people know that people got bread in the Hollywood Hills. But it would be a shooting. It wouldn't be a stabbing. And they would have something that could be taken from them, like expensive jewelry. She didn't have that. The defendants drove his Tesla north to San Marcos Pass Road. He returned home early the following morning on April 24, 2025.
Radio interview?
This is crazy. So this guy goes to a radio interview that same day. This is probably why the managers didn't really pay attention to what he was doing or tried to look the other way, because this guy was going to show up to the things that he had to show up to for his career. Most artists, they'll show up late if they were a little sick. They smoked a little bit too much. This guy caught a body and he's trying to cover it up.
Like what, bro?
He's still showing up to this stuff.
He's speaking. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
And then it says he sent 2 additional texts to the victim's phone that day, which obviously went unanswered. And then after April 26th, he never attempted to contact her again, which does come across a bit weird, because if you never saw her and she never showed up, wouldn't you be very concerned?
And keep texting her and
constantly be hitting her up and trying to get back into contact with her instead of never trying to hit up that phone?
Because mind you, he drove an hour or 2 hours to whatever school she was at when she got her phone taken away, just so she can get a new phone. He bought her he gave a kid $1,000 and more just to give her a new phone. Mind you. So if he is that caring, I guess, wouldn't he also be that same caring guy to wonder out where she went? You know what I mean? Hey, he's dumb as shit. It's not even that, but he's criminal.
Again, Tellingly, defendant subsequently purchased tools to carry out his plot to dismember and dispose of the victim's body. On April 24th, which is the day after the killing, he ordered a shovel from Home Depot that was delivered to his home from Postmates.
Are you dead ass?
This guy Postmated a shovel to his address. He didn't Postmate it to some other random address and then just go pick it up there and walk it to his crib.
Some niggas are
He Postmated it to his address. Brilliant. But it's like, yo, come on. It's a shovel. Everybody needs a shovel, right?
Right.
Okay. On May 1st, so he thought to space it out, too. So this is already 8 days that the body's been decaying. Yeah. On May 1st. And where has he had the body for 8 days? So 8 days, people are coming in and out of this house. Yeah. And they haven't noticed the body. They don't know
where the body. Nah.
Or smelt a body.
Nah.
On May 1st, defendant ordered and subsequently Amazon delivered 2 chainsaws to his home.
Oh, yeah, now you too can.
4 days later, defendant ordered and Amazon delivered a body bag, heavy-duty laundry bags, and a blue inflatable pool to his home.
What?
He made these purchases under the fake name Victoria Mendez.
Oh,
so right now, we're in a
to his home.
Span. This guy's getting...
To his home. Is he stupid? Is he stupid? Is he smart? What is he? To his home. To his home. To his home. Fake name. Oh my gosh, you got me, bro. But to his home. Yeah, nice weekend.
And chainsaws. Nobody's wondering, yo, what's the chainsaws for? What is he telling them? Oh, it's for a music video? And that would be kind of believable, to be fair.
Low key, but still.
He's ordering these to his address. To his home address where he's staying.
Like what?
Just
dumbass.
Goofy. On May 8th, he returned to the same area in Santa Barbara County, leaving his home around 11:30. Okay. So I'm guessing that's where he probably put the body, near Santa Barbara County. He returned to the area again on May 31st. So this is a month, well over a month after she died.
For now, at least.
Isolated site off of SR 154 where the victim's identification was subsequently discovered in January of 2026. Additionally, on July, so January is after that they found the body initially from the Tesla, because the Tesla was in September of 2025. Additionally, on July 7, 2025, he ordered and Amazon delivered a burn cage to his home under the same fake name as part of his plan to incinerate evidence. July 7th. So this is months after. This is over 2 months after he allegedly killed her. He's ordering a burn cage. Whoa. So where is he storing all of this? Is he putting the stuff in a freezer?
Yeah, night too can.
Defendant took horrifying measures to destroy and discard the victim's body. After placing her body into the blue inflatable pool, so this guy inflates a pool to prevent her blood from spilling onto his garage floor. Well, he already stabbed her.
Nah.
So where's the blood going? Yeah, he was probably scrubbing it with that weird TikTok that he made. Defendant used a chainsaw and perhaps other tools to cut off her limbs. Small blue plastic fragments were found embedded in the victim's remains, which were collected by the medical examiner.
Small blue.
The fragments were analyzed by LAPD Forensic Science Department, and he was able to make a physical fit match from the blue fragments to the blue inflatable pool purchased by him on May 2025. So this guy might be beyond cooked. In order to distance himself from the victim, he amputated her left ring and pinky fingers, because her ring finger contained a tattoo of his name. If you guys recall, they had matching tattoos that said "shh," which is just harrowing. Yeah. And then one of the finger tattoos said David on it. That's why he cut off the finger. Which, why would you even think there were already photos of her with the David tattoo on her finger
buddy.
Online. And
it's over.
If they find her body, what is he holding onto the fingers for? Like initially, when I first found out about this, I was like, "Yo, is this some weird sicko murder
he's
fetish
weird,
where you have to keep something from the victim?"
1,000%.
But it makes sense that he would remove evidence. But if they find it, they're just going to discover who she is, what her identity is, and then find all the information online anyway. You brought all this online. The photos are online. We've seen them. Anyway, her fingers have not been recovered, so we don't even know where those are. Defendant then placed her head and torso into the cadaver bag he purchased.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He probably like ate them bitches. On some weird nigga shit. I feel like he's some weird nigga like that. Probably like put it in some type of like smoothie or some shit. Ate that motherfucker. I don't know what I'm thinking about that. I'm just saying.
He placed her limbs into a garbage bag, which he deposited into his front trunk, laying the cadaver bag on top. For weeks or months, he left the body to decompose inside his Tesla. This is what's so weird about this dude. Like 2 months, I'm guessing
he could have threw it somewhere else. He could have, but inside his fucking car trunk is crazy. That's something like he wanted to be caught, bro.
Like trying to cover up this murder whilst doing a rollout for an album. Because he's in different cities. This is happening over the span of 2.5 months. He's ordering all of the stuff over the span of 10 days. And he's ordering it to his home address. Yeah. And then once he cuts the body up, he throws it in the trunk of his Tesla. So they're saying that this guy was goofy enough to do all of this on a Tesla. So it says he lied to friends, business associates, and others who noticed a strong smell of decay in and around his home and vehicle. This is the weird part. So people are noticing what's this?
Niggas are like, yo, what's the smell? Nah, bro, my dog, bro, pooped in that motherfucker, bro. You know how I be. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? First off, if I was that nigga's manager or business or whatever, bro, I'm clowning that nigga first off. I said, well, yo, I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is that smell, bro? That weak ass smell, nigga. What the fuck is that? I was like, yo, let me see what the fuck is that? If that nigga starts playing defense, talking about some, bro, you can't see what's inside there. I'll be like, matter of fact, bro, you got it, bro. You got it, bro. Beep, beep, beep. Hello? Yeah, 911. Yep. What's your emergency? My emergency is I feel like my friend has a dead body in GTRP in his trunk. Like, what, bro? Niggas be tweaking. Dead ass.
Smell, dog. And what is the lie that he's going to tell? Because the first thing that I would think is like, yo, this smells weird. This guy, what happened to the girl? Because my assumption and my opinion is that they knew that the chick was
they had to
nowhere near David's age range.
They've had to, bro.
In that regard, I'm thinking if I'm anywhere close to David, even if I'm an acquaintance, like I know somebody that knows him, I'm just getting the hell out of there.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, I'm not being around this. I don't even want to know what's going on. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people. But the problem is if you're really close to him and you knew this was going on and you're smelling it now and you're like, yo, what's that smell in your car? You got to get rid of that. What is he going to lie about? Oh, nah, it's just some eggs in there. Okay, let's clean it out.
Like what,
you got to do something about it.
And he just... What? Clean it out.
That they should automatically assume it's a body because that's a lot to ask. Or that's just a lot to jump to. You got to think they see the guy as normal. They're like, nah, no way he's capable of doing that. So they're not going to assume it's a body. But you got to get rid of the smell somehow or look into it. But before leaving the concert tour at the end of July, he parked his Tesla on the street around the corner from his home. Yeah. So still, the body hasn't been disposed of. It's continuing to stink up. So people already smelt it, and it's only going to get worse in the summer. Yeah. So LAPD served the warrant on September 17th. And inside the garage, they discovered evidence consistent with the dismemberment of the body, which contained multiple linear cuts. Several biological samples, which tested positive for blood, were collected within the garage. So he thought, let me do it in the pool so the blood doesn't show up there. Well, they found blood in the garage anyway. Like I said, he stabbed her outside. DNA analysis determined that various samples matched the unique genetic profile. And on December 9th, the medical examiner ruled it a homicide. And on January 17th, her passport card was found by a Caltrans worker off SR 154. So I'm guessing that her passport card had fell out when he was driving her body up one of these times to that Santa Barbara County. Or when he was, I'm guessing he left the body there a couple of times and then came back. And then they just give a bunch of evidence.
Okay, but why? Okay, my question, why did he leave the body? Why didn't he just leave it there? He wanted to get, I'm telling you, bro, he has a fantasy of wanting to get caught. There should be no, he had a fantasy. He's had to have a fantasy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You had to have fantasy, bro. There's no way. He's tweaking overly.
The evidence that they have. One of the
just
really interesting pieces of evidence is the description of photographs depicting the victim naked. So there's photos of the victim naked, as well as while she was engaged with defendant in activity when she was 13. So this guy's got CP on the phone too. Keep in mind, once again, the police visited him before he ever had CP that we know of. That he had CP before that, any of this happened.
Oh yeah,
and he had the opportunity to pull out of this. They need to give this guy worse than the electric chair. They need to give him one of those old torture methods. As
like what? Like what? Low key, have y'all heard of like the John where they like pour like tar on your body? Have you ever heard of that, John? Where they pour tar on your body and shit. Like tar is like, you know, if you know what tar is like the road, Sean. You know what I mean? They pour that hot. It's hot. They pour that shit on your body and shit. And you just burn up basically. Yeah. I'm not saying they should do that shit. Oh, and then they cover the nigga with feathers and shit. Bro, I've seen too many videos, bro.
CSAM, which is child SAM. The photographs themselves will not be presented.
Obviously.
While all possible charges that could be proven were not filed, the CSAM is proof of their ongoing relationship while the victim was 13 and 14. Numerous text messages between the defendant and victim evidencing their relationship, pregnancy, abortion, and use of Plan B. And one of the messages that they said was, all we do is have sex and just hang out. Man, I want more than that for myself. And those were obtained from David's iCloud.
Nah.
And this is kind of weird because it's like, yo, all they're doing is engaging in that activity and hanging out. Like, what does hanging out constitute? Does she want him to take her out on like a public, like this guy was taking her on tour? Like, what is it? I'm not trying to say like what more did she want?
Nah, it's not even that. Though.
I really don't get that.
I mean, she did get played and all,
I think they could have given us a little bit more text. What is it exactly that she wanted? Because clearly this could never be public. But maybe she didn't know that. And it was as public as you can get. Anyway, defendants.
Wasn't she on like live streams 203? I know I'm not lying. She was on live streams 203. Like actually. So like I don't know.
Activity and communications derived from the iPhone and Tesla, which demonstrate the activity from April 22nd to 24th, including a trip to Santa Barbara County in the middle of the night after the victim arrived at his Hollywood Hills home. So they've got surveillance video of, and they're saying again that this is David driving the Tesla on July 29th.
Yeah, but
DNA evidence from blood stains collected from his garage, which match hers.
Yo, he's just cooked.
Amazon purchases and deliveries to his home.
He's just cooked, bro.
If they arrested that Neo guy, he was probably telling them this. He's like, yeah, you know, I saw those packages. Those weren't in my name. I think that's what they wanted to know because that guy Neo seemed like he lived with him, which he had to do some ratting. If you're living when
obviously, bro,
because you know everything that happened.
Bro?
Maybe not the murder, which I highly doubt, but you know what's going on between them two. And then Uber records showing the transaction. Oh, like I said earlier, where he ordered the Uber to pick up the victim from her Elsinore home and drive him to his place. And then, of course, they're just talking about the proof of his earnings. But this is just to show that, oh, hey, the motive. The motive is that he wanted to protect his career, and that's why he killed her.
Yeah, exactly.
And then text message exchanges on April 22nd and 23rd where she threatened to expose him and destroy his career. And this is just the beginning. When they start showing this evidence, it's about to be ridiculous. Like, we saw photos here, too. And we got photos of the packages that were being delivered to his home under the name Victoria Mendez.
Nah.
It's like, dude, why
are you blurring that? Don't blur it out, bro.
Name that's just gonna
don't blur it out. Actually, not low key. That'd be smart to blur it out. I feel bad for
depraved.
This should low key
some moments where
this should low key just burn the whole house down too while they're at it. Low key just blow the whole burn the whole house down.
You think like, okay, this guy's cunning, and then you're like, no, he's not even cunning. He's an idiot.
Yeah,
it's almost like somebody that grew up on TikTok watching like murder mysteries, and he's like, okay, this is how I get away with it. But we're gonna stay plugged into this as much as we can. Like I said,
I'm gonna plug out, bro.
This generation's OJ. He's worse than OJ by all metrics. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your.
Alright, so basically that nigga's a fucking dweeb.